Did you see? My brother. He's come back. He's here, somewhere, I think. Good old Thanatos. He's so busy all the time, he never talks to me. Kind of like your dad with you, I guess.
Indeed. It isn't much then, but I got you something.
You want me to take that off your hands, fine. But you are taking this from me. And if anybody asks, we're even. Or scratch that. Don't tell anyone about this. Understand?
Thank you, Than.
Go about your business, Sag. What if Lord Hades saw us chatting like this now? I risked everything by helping you out there and still you failed.
Turns out there's quite a lot of dead to fight down in the underworld. Though I probably got farther than I would have thanks to you.
Always happy to oblige. Especially when it causes me to risk my station. To risk everything I've worked for.
Rude.
I saw your father storm out of the house in his regalia. So he must have confronted you himself at last. I see that must have not gone well. You were so close.
Well, at least I know who will be waiting for me the next time I climb all the way to the Temple of Styx and manage my way out.
Don't lose heart, lad. I did not train your father, only you. He is a god, but he is just a god. If you'll forgive my bit of treason there.
Just a god. Anything I can do to help you find your muse, mate?
I fear my muse is long since lost to me, my friend. Though truly, thanks for asking. I suppose she must be out there somewhere still, since I once traveled across this land in search of her, and found her then. But that was quite a while back.
Wait, you found her? What happened?
Well, this was back when I was still alive, you understand. Your father, why, he doesn't care for anyone to leave this realm, and basically now I'm stuck here as well. Not seen her since, and I'm not much for travel anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. Hope you get to see her again someday.
I appreciate the sentiment, my friend. Though please don't worry about her or me. I mean, we're dead. We're fine.
And after that, Dusa, you are to clean the rafters once again and prune the gardens thoroughly. By then it should be time to tend the kitchens and sweep the lounging area a second time.
Yes, right away.
Poor Dusa.
What do you want from me? Leave me alone. We've nothing to discuss here anymore.
I was just checking up on you. Just let me know if you wanted to talk for any reason.
I'm not interested in having company, especially from you. You stay the hell away while I'm off duty.
You're getting pretty strong, I'll give you that, boyo. Strong enough to smack a guy like me right up against the wall and I'd go straight to pieces. Boom! You just remember, when you're duking it out, the walls are your friend.
Smack guys against walls. Sound advice as ever, mate. Oh, that is cold. Last time I felt a chill like this was on the surface. But who? Well, one way to find out. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
I understand, young Zagreus, that you would seek to leave that bitter darkness for this bitter cold. Quite honestly, I fail to see why. But I'll aid your plight, why not? For I can offer plenty of assistance, and you soon shall grow fond of it, I think.
Did you happen to know, my king, that you have slain more than 100 foes since you began your quest? You have, for I am keeping count, and I am most impressed.
Heard you wrestled with some satyrs near the surface, Zag. Nice work making it that far, and I just want to let you know that they are definitely not my crew, man. Satyrs I know aren't like that at all.
The most violent wretches of Tartarus are sealed away even from other condemned souls. They're only visitors, those fool enough to attempt escape.
Let's do this again sometime.
Good morning, or whenever. If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I was wondering, what brings you back around this way again? Same story as last time?
Look, I have to level with you, Sisyphus. I'm leaving the house. I've had quite enough. You understand, I'm sure. I'm going to the surface.
Oh, that is quite an undertaking, Prince. If it wasn't you yourself proposing it, I'd like to call it madness, truth be told. Though, you're just mad enough to pull it off. Well, hey, I hope you make it. Good fortune out there.
Did I do something to deserve this, man? Because I thought that we were getting on just fine. Better than fine, but this?
Don't take it personally, Dionysus.
Okay, let's say we're settled up now, Zag, and go on being best mates just like before, yeah?
Thank you, mate.
Ah, you found me, little nephew. Strewn among the inventories of that most disturbing river boatman. That means you win my blessing.
Please be Meg. Hi.
Murder? Murder! Murder!
I was really hoping we could change the subject. Please?
Murderer! Murderer!
A boon.
Well, don't lose heart, nephew. Because in spite of all your efforts, it is probably the case that you still have a long and painful road ahead.
There he is.
Oh, so you probably caught yourself thinking, Hermes sure is quick. So how come it took so long for him to show up in the first place? Well, I'm afraid that's not for you to know. But it's not because I was late. Not late for anything.
You reject my generous offering of aid. You must not know me very well. Death shall come regardless, either to your enemies or you. Well, haven't you withstood my murderous intent? Resilience as this deserves reward, and I am feeling rather generous.
You bested the champion himself, which means that I have little hope of vanquishing you here.
So then why bother fighting me? You don't have to do this. That Theseus has a highly questionable influence on you.
I see you plain, short one. I too was born of darkness, but I chose the path of light. Even in death, it was not too late. Not even for a monster such as I. I trust your deaths will likewise be enlightening. Enough. Thank you for sparring with me, short one. I'm glad we've made a habit of it thus.
What is it, stranger? Even the bull of Minos couldn't stop you, huh? That's one whose way I would stay out of if I could. But, well, you'd not be here if you couldn't handle yourself, I guess.
You heard I battled with Asterius here, sir. I thought you kept more to your own devices. Weren't much for conversation with the other shades.
Oh, you're correct in that assessment, stranger. But as you've seen, I've no ability to stop others from coming and going as they please. So I do tend to hear a thing or two from passers-by.
Hey, look, I can tell you're struggling right now, and maybe this isn't the way to help you through it all, but I want you to have this.
Ah, so you are taking pity on me then? Well, I've no pride like many others here, so I shall take it. Though let's make it a fair exchange, shall we?
I am most grateful to you, sir. Something's amiss.
Blood and darkness. Thought I might find you all the way out here. Although, quite frankly, I'm surprised you're still alive.
I can hold my own in case you haven't noticed then.
I haven't, Zag. Now stand back and let me show you how it's done. I've got to hand it to you, Zag. You're easy to track down. The Shades of Tartarus are beginning to fear you even more than your Lord Father.
Oh, they won't fear me once they get to know me.
I'm not so sure about that. Even I'm beginning to fear you, I think. It seems I don't know you as well as I thought.
My greetings to you, little sprout. Be thankful that the rivers to your realm have not yet frozen over, Zagreus.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
Well, Hellspawn, you stained my honor last we battled here. But as you plainly see, I have returned, as has the Asterius, and we've no shortage of honor left to spare.
Shouldn't I be the champion of Elysium now that I've beaten you? Isn't there someone else around to challenge me, say Heracles? Someone less chatty?
Ah, very clever, fiend. Invoking Heracles' name in an attempt to drive me to a jealous rage. It shall not work, but you shall dearly pay nevertheless.
A fishing point.
The vast temple of Styx and its innumerable dangers now are all that separates the Underworld Prince from the land outside, which he so desperately longs to see.
I've almost made it.
A crudely hewn network of tunnels grows from one of the cold temple's flanks, containing vicious denizens unwelcome in this realm, even in death.
Satyr markings.
Deep within the desecrated layer of the god-defiling satyrs lie the noisome contents of their profane rituals, so foul as to be indescribable.
Cerberus just loves the stuff.
The prince persuades the Underworld's ferocious guardian to move aside.
Bye for now, boy.
The widely feared and many-headed Cerberus, the Underworld Sentinel, presides over the entrance to this realm, devouring whole those fool enough to make attempts to flee.
He loves to eat. Can you blame him? I don't think I'll ever get accustomed to the breeze.
There was a time when Cerberus would never have permitted any soul to exit through that gateway there behind you.
Oh, that can't possibly be true. What about Orpheus, Theseus, Heracles, Odysseus? Countless tales of brave men delving into the underworld, then leaving whence they came.
They left on my authority alone, nor did they take for granted my good graces. You believe you are entitled simply to walk out of here, from your birthright and your responsibilities. But I am here to tell you, no.
I'll get you for this, Father. Thank you for waiting.
Hey, you're back. Wait, what happened? My list says you got killed by a redacted? What's that even mean? I've never seen anything like this.
Don't want to talk about it.
What, really? Come on, what is this, Zagreus? You think handing this to me makes up for everything you've put us through?
It's just something I found out there that I thought you might like, Than. Don't think anything of it.
I saw the faded list of minor prophecies was requisitioned through the house contractor, Zagreus. Didn't take you for an agent of the fates.
Turns out I'm full of surprises, Thanatos. Though the three fates are your sisters, aren't they? Surprised you didn't requisition the list yourself.
Guess it just wasn't meant to be. Though, I don't know them at all. Keep only to themselves somewhere. Sometimes I wonder whether everything really is preordained or whether they're making all this up as they go.
I can hazard a guess.
You're much too modest, Lord Achilles, for someone with such a number of heroic deeds and glorious decapitations to his name. You ought to be more like ever-boastful Zagreus and talk it up some more.
Oh, fear not, Orpheus. I was quite boastful in my day. And would you look at where it got me? Besides, I've not the imagination to come up with tales as tall as those of our Prince Zagreus.
What can I say? I try. Father.
The fear-inducing hellhound eyes the Underworld Prince uneasily, its 6 ferocious eyes each glistening within the dim light of the house.
Hey, good to see you back here, boy. I'm glad you're back on guard duty, even if it means having to find a way past you. You know you're just doing your job.
Oh, hey, you brought some fish. Could smell it all the way from down the hall. That's great. The head chef can take it off your hands. Should be right in the back of the lounge like always. Thanks for helping us out, Prince.
Sure.
So the strangest thing happened while you were out, boyo. One of your weapon holder things back there, it picked up this eerie glow. Could see it from the corner of my eye.
Calm down, Skelly. I'm sure whatever it is perfectly normal for a legendary semi-sentient Titan-slaying weapon from the dawn of time.
That's just it. Those weapons of yours, they have seen some real business, pal. You're giving them a real workout, so maybe they're starting to like you or something. Loosening up a bit, you know, like you and me.
You've had a brush with Megara the Fury, haven't you? Oh, I know a thing or two about that one.
Though lately we Olympians no longer mingle with those living in the underworld.
You're the only exception.
Why, hello, Zag. Fancy running into you. There's no need to work yourself so hard, you hear me, yeah? I reckon this should take the edge right off.
Your father must have told you that his governance over the underworld is due more to the weaving of the fates than by his choice. Admittedly, he got the short end of the stick, whereas Poseidon and myself, why, we've been doing rather well indeed.
That'll show you.
I don't reveal my greatest hunting techniques for just anybody, Zagreus, so you better appreciate what you're about to get and use it to go far.
Not quite. Let me guess. Murder? Murderer, perhaps. But one of those two.
Murder! Murder!
Within the underworld's quietest, most solitary, darkest passageways lie hidden evidence of the beginning of all things, of chaos, the most ancient sculptor that has shaped this world.
I'd best take all the evidence I find.
You have traveled recently beyond my senses, son of Hades. I persist here only in the fathomless depths. I know what lies out there, having created it, but I know nothing of what it is like right now. Do not tell me. I prefer to think of all the possibilities.
She's always singing.
From within a humble residence in Asphodel reverberates the golden-sounding voice of Lorn Eurydice, who once attempted to escape the underworld and failed utterly, much like Prince Zagreus.
You watch yourself, old man. Eurydice, thank you for making me feel welcome in your pleasant home. Can't say the same for most places I've been lately. I have a small gift I wanted you to have.
Oh, that's awful sweet of you, Your Royal Majesty. Bringing me fresh ingredients like this. Know what? Here's something for you too. Help keep you safe out there.
Thanks so much.
Say, tell me something there, Your Royal Majesty. You know a lot of shades. You wouldn't happen to know an Orpheus, would you? Spindly little thing, whiny voice. Heard he's officially serving in your court, making music.
Of course I know Orpheus. We're mates. Wait, why do you ask?
Your mates, huh? Just as long as you don't count on him for anything. Hasn't even mentioned me, has he? Well, if he ever does, you tell him I am doing great. I'm great.
Glad I put in the order for a fountain chamber in this area.
Aphrodite's really something, don't you think so, cuz? Normally I'd stop for no one here, but when it comes to her, exceptions must be made.
Within the delicately hewn constructions of Elysium exist places of peace so utterly serene and absolute as mortal kind is seldom to experience during the average short and often painful coil.
Is this really as good as it gets for mortal kind? Is something wrong there, sir? I mean, shouldn't you be up and about, competing for eternal pride and glory and all that?
What's the use? Let's say we fought, if anybody asks. Now go. I've no quarrel with you, Besides, I'll just remain here comfortably at rest for some untold millennia, I guess. Have a nice... whatever time it is.
Something's off.
Quite a mess you've made here, Zagreus. Still at it, I see. You're stubborn, and you are going to get me in a heap of trouble before all is said and done. Not bad, Zag. Here. What's with the look? You had your hands full, now you don't, thanks to me. Seems I'm left to thanking myself, since you're too proud to do it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say when he gets like this.
I thought we had an understanding, Zagreus, but this wouldn't be the first time I was wrong about someone. All right, I'm going to forgive you now, I guess. No need to beg, you just think twice next time, okay?
Time for the main event.
I have recovered, as you can plainly see, monster, as has Asterius. And this time, we are filled with renewed vigor to destroy you utterly.
So we're locked in an endless cycle of violence, basically. I guess that's one way for you to pass the time here in this stodgy place.
You take that back about Elysium. Or better, I shall make you eat those careless, inappropriate remarks. Come,
Inside the filth-encrusted layers, carved into the looming edifices of the underworld, lie such terrible abominations that not even grim Lord Hades is inclined to speak of them.
This gigantic vermin head deserves a lot more credit, if you ask me. I'll pay for that.
Why, here I am, young man, in such strange circumstances, I might add. Luckily, the boatman Charon is much easier to get a hold of than your father.
Joyfully, the Hound of Hell accepts another satyr sack.
Thanks, boy. Crisp, cold air.
This cold, white substance falling slowly from the heavens. Snow, they call it. Look carefully upon each fleck. Tiny crystals, but structurally weak. They melt. This surface realm, it is held up by mine.
If you're quite finished teaching me about this snow phenomenon, can we get on with brutally trying to kill each other here?
You wish to have your mortal-colored blood spill once again upon this bed of snow, then fine. Let us proceed.
Got you!
To have been brought this low by my own ungrateful child. I would expect such treatment from my brothers, but from you... How... You... Go. Go then. Go! Get out of here! Get out!
I told you that I would, Father. And I'm going to. Goodbye.
Wait. Wait, just... If you find her... If you somehow find her... Tell her something for me. Tell her Cerberus is doing very well.
What? Wait, I don't think I owe you any favors here. You'll answer me one question and I'll give it some thought. How's that?
I know your question, boy. But ask it anyway.
Persephone. My mother. Why did she leave?
Blood and darkness.